Hello, beautiful and wonderful people. I hope you're doing good. You're doing great from every corner of the world that you're watching and listening to us from. Now, the case of President William Ruto and the 2027 elections is a case that has really caught up the attention of everybody in the country. Now, the President of the Republic of Kenya, President William Ruto, together with his allies, have resulted into some complicated means on how they are going to secure the 2027 seat and have President William Ruto re-elected for the second time as the President of the Republic of Kenya, due to how they are currently maneuvering through the damage control program that they have put in place. Now, when we speak about the damage control and when we speak about the 2027 elections, one thing that comes into your mind is the votes of the Gen Z, the Generation Z, and the millennials. These are the people that are expected mostly to vote against the president come the year 2027, since in the last year 2024 they took on the street on different occasions to oppose the governing and the ways in which President William Ruto was running the country. Now, according to the details that we have received of today, the votes, or let me say the the Gen Zs, leave the millennials out of it. Gen Zs that are believed to have obtained their ID cards as of right now since the year 2024, who have tried to secure their ID cards so that they will get a voting card and they will be voting in the year 2027, are believed right now to be 5.7 million. Those are the young men and women who have secured their identification card, believing that they will vote against the government of President William Ruto, and they are going to secure to secure their country. I mean, put an eligible president in the position of governing this country, a president that will not rule them as President William Ruto ruled them. Are you getting the point? Now, President William Ruto realizing this together with his team, they have resulted into some means. And these means are meant to tame and also prevent the Gen Zs from taking the matters into their own hands and creating a new government come the year 2027. Remember, we are in January the year 2025. A time when the political space of this country is about to explode. A time that the fires of the politics in this country are just being ignited. Now, a message was made by one WAHOME THUKU the other day. And this message created fear among the people of the Republic of Kenya because of how and what the message really portrayed. The message was published on January 6th, 2025. And WAKILI on lawyer WAHOME THUKU said this was a message that had been sent to him. And it said this: "Hi WAKILI, there is change of plan. The new ID card printing machine will first be delivered in Uganda next week, which means it's in this week. Then transported as engine tractors via Busia to Eldoret. It's a Maticas S5 200G Casarinete 9 6,900 Lugano, Switzerland is the shipping address." Now, why is this message supposed to be a message that should shed fears to the people of the Republic of Kenya in regards to the future, which is the 2027 general election? When ID cards are being printed at one location, that means those people have been given the jurisdiction. They hold the cards. They can decide that, you know what, we shall register different names and different people that don't even exist in the system of the Republic. Tutakuwa na, let me say, ghost citizens of the Republic of Kenya, about 10 million of them. And those ghost citizens will be voting for President William Ruto come the year 2027. If these machines is what we are being told it will be, then this machine will print ID cards, then go ahead to obtain using the printed ID cards, which are of ghost residents of this republic, will be used to acquire what? To acquire voting cards. Now, if they acquire voting cards, which means these voting cards are also voting cards that have been given to ghost citizens. Now, these ghost citizens, come the year 2027, they will vote digitally and also manually. Tunasemanga siasa, uongozi, kiongozi achaguliwi, ni kura zinahesabiwa. Tunaelewana? Kura zipigwi, ni kuhesabiwa, huwa zinahesabiwa, ndio tunajua kiongozi ndiye nani. Now let me tell you, let's say 6 million Gen Zs and millennials go ahead to vote against the president, and the president has a counter plan of 10 million votes, ghost workers. How are you going to beat that man? And that is why such message should be very critical and highly considered when it comes on how to deal with these issues, because when we look at the future of this republic come the year 2027 during the general election, wengi ambao ni viongozi wa upinzani hawajui mikakati ambayo rais ameweka. President William Ruto is not a man that munadhani he will let go of the power that he owns as the president of the Republic of Kenya very easily. Bana, hii kiti aliipata kwa nguvu. Aliipata while everybody in power was against him. He got that seat. So tell me how he is going to allow the young men and women of this republic who he believes do not have the mandate to elect a new president, vote him out. No. And that's why, mumesikia speech ambayo ilipeanwa huko juzi. The speeches, Ruto has been in the Rift Valley region for the last 1 week. And let me tell you, you can see the multitude that he's pulling at his background. Now those are cards za kuonyesha kwamba amjaniweza, amjanikaribia kabisa. Now reading what Kenyans are really saying in regards to this message ambayo imeweza kuchapishwa, nataka tu kusoma a few comments. Namuona Michael Nyaboki akisema rigging in advance. Edward Mushoki anasema what, we don't have a country here. Ongori anasema mtang'oa reli mkiendelea hivi. Professor anasema Uganda, they want to rig 2027 elections by registering Ugandans who they will transport to Kenya during elections. Time to vote. John Mark anasema hizo upuzi and stories za Mogoka tulisema wewe Mogoka kula wewe na nyanyako. Usinikasirishe bwana. Now apart from that, I also want to proceed on other means on how the president is really countering also the Gen Zs when it comes to the online. Kwa sasa Rais William Ruto amegundua there is no way he can stop or he can counter bloggers on social media or young men who have taken it as their mandate to oppose his government and his ruling. So he has resulted to new means. Unajua the 527 bloggers ambao wanalipwa I think they were say tulikuwa tunaambiwa wanalipwa per day 527 Kenyan shillings. Kazi yao inakuanga to tweet in support that Ruto delivers, Ruto does this, Ruto does that, to wash the president in the eyes of the public in terms of social media. But now those that are countering them are more, and these are Kenyans of goodwill. These are young men and women who have decided to propel the messages against the president and his ruling. So you can't hire, uwezi lipa 10 million Kenyans ati ndio wakuwe wakikuimba kila siku. No, you can't. So they've resulted to another way of countering these people. According to one Anwar Sadat, he tells us, rather than stopping corruption, abductions and killings of those who criticize this government, President William Ruto has hired international news agencies, Apple Group and Zawiya for Kenya shillings 2.2 billion Kenyan shillings to help repair Ruto's damaged international reputation. Now, after this message was made public yesterday, the spokesperson to the government of the Republic of Kenya, that is Bwana Mwaura, Mwaura tells us through the spokesperson government of Kenya official page, they tweeted and said, a recent article suggesting that the government has hired Apple Group and Zawiya for PR to clarify there are no commercial ties with this organization. Apple has been sharing presidency news pro bono since March 2020, prior to President Ruto's tenure, to help amplify African voices. Swali ambalo tunajiuliza. Now the government now claims Apple Group and Zawiya are offering pro bono services after they were outed. Well, how do you explain to us something that unajua kuna jumbe zingine mnazitumia mnatuona by the way sisi kama wapumbavu, but at the end of the day we know how to deal with such things. Now because we are saying that when I look at Maverick Aoko, there's a statement that she has published in regards to this agency that has been trying to interfere with Kenyans. Anasema that the said companies, Apple and Zawiya, that have been hired by President William Ruto, they are currently countering any tweet that mentions the name of the president in a certain funny way. Tell me how they are not cleansing the name of the president, yet wao kazi yao ipo kwa kujaribu kuonyesha kwamba rais anafanya kazi. And these are international news agencies. When we look at some of these, somebody should advise William Ruto. No amount of PR will save him. If he is determined to finish his term, let him work and do the right thing, otherwise atakuwa na mid-term. That is one thing that Kenyans are saying. And when you look at it, ni kawaida, you know, we call them the kicks of a dying horse, trying to save President William Ruto has resulted. Unajua kufikia point ambapo at the year 2025 a machine, an ID, identification card printing machine is brought and placed at your local ethnicity, geographical location, and then come to the other side. But I even don't have words to explain how President William Ruto is planning to deal with the 2027 general election. Kwa sababu amegundua, you know, yalishamwagika na kimwagika yazoleki. Labda tu atengeneze kikombe kingine cha maji. Wada, I want to know your thoughts and comments in regards to this. Achia maoni yako aswa kwenye comment section na tuungane katika video zetu zijazo. Usisahau kusubscribe. Hii ni The Kenyan Daily Report.